What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. All right, so if you have not seen the video of us putting 40s on the 2020 Jeep Gladiator, make sure you check that video out. In today's video, we are going to be installing the Quake LED chop kit on the Gladiator. See if we can get some clearance. Now, this video, I wasn't going to do an install video for the DRL chop kit because I saw quite a few of them online. Well, I started watching a bunch of them, and you know what? A bunch of them suck. I'm not gonna lie. A bunch of them are not very informative at all. Now, Whale Life's is very informative, but he did Rugged Ridge. We're doing the Quake kit, so we're going to see how they are to install, and we're also going to see what we need to do in order to get these 40s to not rub on a 2.5-inch Evo Lift. I'm hoping that we can keep it and continue to run the 2.5-inch lift. That way I do not need to, well, park in our new pole barn. Speaking of, let's go check that out before we get going. All right, so I am super excited. Here is our new barn. A lot of our videos are going to be done in there now. This is a 30 by 40, so 30 wide and 40 deep, and we did 14-foot ceilings on this barn. Looks like we got to get some concrete still. I'll show you the color of the steel. The steel on all of the other three sides is done. So we decided to go with a hunter green and beige two-tone because our house is hunter green and beige, and we just decided to match the house. I know dang well I'm never going to replace the siding on the house, so we figured we just match it. We're only going to be here for probably 5 years or so. So we're super excited to have this shop. As you can see, the ceilings are pretty tall. We're going to be putting this wrap up on top to hopefully keep some of the heat in before we insulate it, because this barn is costing a lot of money. So we're going to hold off on insulating and heating this winter. And of course, we're still going to do projects in here. We just need to hold off on spending a little money. So right there in that section, we're going to be putting a twin post hoist. That way we don't have to do anything on the ground, because let's face it, working on the ground is not fun. And if you do enjoy working on the ground, I guess tell everybody in the comment section that you enjoy working on the ground. But most of us would rather work on a hoist if we had the option. So super excited about that. I'll be obviously we're going to be doing a lot more in there, and I will give you guys an update and obviously the finished product once it's done. So without further ado, let's go install this chop kit. Alright, so the tool list are going to be a pair of dikes. You want a Phillips screwdriver, some needle nose pliers. You've got your parts bag. Obviously, you have to have a Bud Light or similar, some type of beer. You need a T30 and a T25 Torx bit, a 10mm, 8mm socket, some type of drill, impact drill. I have the impact drill bits, so we're going to be using an 1/8, which I don't have an 1/8, so little one's gonna do, and then a 1/4-inch drill bit. And that's all the parts you need. So just to show you guys a little bit of the quality of these guys, I do think they look very nice. Seem like they're very high quality, very well put together. I like the fact that they're already assembled. The ones that I saw, Whale Life, he had to assemble all of this, and it already comes pre-assembled. So according to Quick LED, if you guys want to read that, pause it. These are supposed to install without having any issues with the turn signal light message or anything like that. They should just be plug and play sequential white DRLs, and they should look pretty good on there. Okay, so the first step is to remove 10 3mm bolts. Alright, so there's going to be a bunch of these automotive style clips, so grab your trim clip removal tool and pull all of those off to release the inner fender. All right, so the inner fender liner is out right now. I'm definitely going to be ordering inner fender liners because it is very exposed now. Yeah, see, as you can see, everything is exposed, so we definitely need to get some different inner fenders. Okay, so now you've got all these clips. I am going to take needle nose and pop them off one by one. That way I don't break them. The other way that you can do it, is just rip the fender off, but I do know that that breaks the clips, and I don't have new ones, so I don't want to ruin mine. Alright, make sure you get something to set your fender down on if you have the painted fenders and you don't want them to get scratched. You're going to want to grab your dikes, and there is a bunch of spots that this wiring harness is zip tied into, so pull that out. So this is held with double-sided tape. So you're just going to give it a good yank. Just like that, it's out. Alright, next we have to remove this black portion of the fender. So that's held together with a bunch of plastic welds. So we just got to pull it apart. There we go. Alright guys, so next thing you're going to want to do is cut off all these plastic tabs right here. That way it's cleaned up a little bit. I actually might do that on the truck since it'll be a little bit more sturdy. Get all your clips put back in. Now I did order some new clips from American Adventure Labs. They have created some really good clips that are going to hold these on a lot more secure. Obviously you can see how shaky that is. That should really help to strengthen them up by putting better clips in there, and then obviously putting the bracket on is going to strengthen it up. But the thing I'm liking about this is, let's say I get the American Adventure Labs in finally and I like them a whole lot better. Not sure if I will, but you never know. Everybody makes stuff different. It looks like I'm going to be able to easily swap them out and sell the Quakes or sell the American Adventure Lab, whichever one. I will be installing the American Adventure Lab fenders. I like sticking with different brands, so I will probably end up installing the inner fenders, and more than likely I'll probably end up putting the American Adventure Lab lights on, but I had to have turn signals in order to drive this thing on the road, and it is my daily driver. So anyways, there's a little side note. Let's get back to installing this thing. Got to cut those tabs off. Alright, next we are going to install the new DRL light. In there, up there, we got one bolt in here, stick it up through there. Make sure that you guys are putting it up, because obviously if you are flexing, you do not want your tire hitting that bolt. Now, one of the reasons I got the Quake LED is because supposedly these bad boys are just plug and play. I started reading some issues with the American Adventure Lab with needing a taser and stuff. These ones are supposed to just not have any issues whatsoever. Fish that up through there. Find our plug over here. We're gonna go test them real quick before we get it all. Wow, those look nice. Let's test the turn signal. Now, as you guys can see, there is quite a bit of difference there in the amount of clearance we have. That is amazing. We should not have much more issues of flexing out these 40s. And then obviously you see this side we still have to do. I'm not going to video this side obviously, but that is definitely going to give us a lot more clearance. So this is where we are rubbing bad. Obviously it looks like we are going to be good to go. We'll see how much we can flex them. We're going to test it out in this video too, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So let's button this up. Let's tighten that up. We got to drill a little hole here. Now along that edge, I am going to put some kind of rubber just to make that look good again. Just to help trim it out, because I did like the black look on the fenders. Other than that, I like it. Obviously, we still need the inner fender liners from American Adventure Lab, so we will get those. I really like their design because they're quick connect. So other than that, I do like them. They do look really good. Quake LED did a nice job on designing these, I would say. So what are your thoughts? It's kind of nice the fact that we still have a telehandler here because our pole barn's being built. So let's see how much clearance we actually gain before we do the other side. I will tell you right now, it looks like quite a bit. Well, that's pretty badass. You know what? It's not even, it's hitting the bump stop right now. So we essentially can run 40s with a 2.5-inch Evo Lift, and all you need is the fender chop kit. That is freaking phenomenal. So that means that we can keep a low center of gravity, still have really, really good articulation. So I'd say that's a thumbs up. Get you a little closer look. It is not touching anything. Yeah, I know. This bolt keeps shearing off. I need to do something else about that. 40-inch Mickey Thompson stuffed. Not touching anything. So now we just need to do that side. And we will need to do something about these rear fender flares because they are touching pretty good right now. So all this black's gonna have to come out. But I would say for a 2.5-inch lift, to be able to get that kind of flex, dude, Jeep built one hell of a platform. What do you guys think? Alright, so what did you guys think of that 2.5-inch chop kit? I cannot believe we can flex out all the way with a 2.5-inch lift. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time.